5 years.
Absolutely.
So an increasing number of Indians have their savings invested in equities, either directly through shares or mutual funds.
Gopal and Naren, thank you very much for coming in. We'll close the conversation here, but very interesting insights. And I hope for our audience here in the studios, and of course those who are watching, light bulbs and neurons all connect, and they're able to figure out ideas. And you've laid out the big themes, and you've got to look within those themes to find bets.
And as they say in PA, this is the first conversation. This is a promise of many more conversations, a lot deeper conversations that we have on our channel.
Absolutely. Well,
having us.
Thank you very much once again. Well, it's a wrap from all of us here on this special market town hall. It's a VCP special, and as Mangalam said, many more in the future. Thanks for watching. So answer off record.
Hello and welcome to Startup Street. I'm Arundhati Ramnin, and with me in the studio is Shruti Mishra. These are the top headlines from the startup world. Fintech major MobiKwik makes a stellar debut on Dalal Street. Shares opened 58.6% higher than their issue price in the initial public offering and gained as much as 88%. The IPO saw overall subscription of close to 120 times the total shares on offer.
Singapore sovereign fund GIC will invest an additional $150 million in Asia Healthcare Holdings ahead of a potential IPO. TPG will transition to a minority stakeholder in the healthcare platform, and GIC will hold the majority stake.
Pavestone leads $12 million Series B round in Bizome, a retail intelligence platform, while Pavestone contributed $7.5 million. IndiaMart, an existing investor, and other family offices pitched in the rest. This funding will be directed towards scaling Bizome's product innovation.
BP Ventures invests $9 million in electric intercity bus platform Zing Bus in its Series A funding round. The startup will use the funds to scale operations and grow its team. Zing Bus counts Venture Catalyst, InfoEdge Ventures, and Titan Capital, among others, on its cap table.
Zomato CEO Dipinder Goyal has been crowned India's second biggest self-made entrepreneur, with a valuation exceeding 2.5 lakh crore rupees and experiencing a 190% increase as per Hurun list. The founders of Swiggy, Sriharsha Majeti and Nandan Reddy, secured the third spot.
Elon Musk says Starlink satellite internet is inactive in India. This after authorities seized two of the company's devices, one in an armed conflict zone and another in a drug smuggling bust. Starlink is seeking approval in India to provide satellite broadband services and is trying to address any potential security concerns.
The lead European Union data privacy regulator for Meta fines the social media giant €251 million. This following two inquiries into personal data breach. The breach 6 years ago impacted around 29 million Facebook accounts globally, of which about 3 million were based in the EU.
Well, those were the top headlines from the startup world. To the top story this evening, Curefoods, a leading house of F&B brands in India, has raised $40 million, that is approximately 330 crore rupees, in its Series D funding round, comprising a mix of primary and secondary investments. Sources exclusive to CNBC-TV18 confirmed that existing investors Iron Pillar, Chirate Ventures and Three State Ventures have reaffirmed their support. The round also welcomed new investors, Shinhan Group and Landmark Group, marking their first investment in the company. Sources tell us that the fresh funding will bolster Curefoods' position as a leading house of brands in the F&B space, and the fresh infusion of capital will enable new offline expansion and its UAE launch. Curefoods was founded by Ankit Nagori in 2020 and houses brands like Eat Fit, Cake Zone, Nomad Pizza, Sharif Bhai Biryani and Frozen Bottle, among many others. It has over 500 cloud kitchens and offline stores that cater to over 10 cuisines across 40 cities in India. Also moving on, Quanfluence, a company pioneering photonics-based quantum and quantum-inspired solutions, has raised $2 million in a seed funding round led by Pi Ventures. The round also saw participation from Golden Sparrow, Reena Dayal, who is the founder and CEO of the Quantum Ecosystems and Technology Council of India, and others. To talk to us about the future roadmap at Quanfluence, joining me now is its co-founder and CEO, Sujoy Chakravarti. Sujoy, welcome to Startup Street. Now, data-driven decision-making involves processing vast amounts of data to determine the best possible outcomes. And this, of course, needs exceptional computational power. So tell us how Quanfluence delivers scalability and energy efficiency without the drawbacks of conventional approaches, and what is the big pain point that Quanfluence solves?
Hi, ma'am. Thanks for having me here. I think there's a confusion. I'm the founder of Dentalkart, so there might be a change. I'm Dr. Vikas Agarwal from Dentalkart.
Hi, Dr. Vikas. I think we've connected the wrong guest. Is Quanfluence's Sujoy Chakravarti also there? We're just asking our producers that.
Yes. No issues.
Yeah. We seem to not have the line there with Sujoy. So let's move on then. Dentalkart, an online marketplace for dental shopping, has raised 85 crore rupees in its recent funding round. The round was led by foreign institutional investors, Malabar Investment and White Oak. Malabar Investment has invested 65 crore rupees and White Oak put in 20 crore rupees. The company will use the freshly raised funds for operational scalability and to add more subsidiaries. Joining us now to discuss this further is Dr. Vikas Agarwal, the founder and CEO of Dentalkart. Dr. Vikas, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, Dentalkart is a dental essential focused marketplace, right? So if you could sort of take us through the kind of products that you have on offer and the gap that you're trying to bridge in this area.
So, hi, ma'am. Thank you again for having me here. Dentalkart is a B2B platform for dentists where everything you see inside a dental clinic is made available online and offline through an ecosystem which is being built by Dentalkart overall. So we supply over 20,000 different products to all the dentists across the country, across 20,000 pin codes of India. And we have been there in the market for last 8 years. More than 2 lakh dentists have bought products from us till now. And we are growing rapidly.
So growing rapidly is what you're saying. You know, you've raised the 85 crore rupees, right? If you could sort of take us through how you plan on spending these funds. Obviously, operational scalability is on top of the agenda.
Yes, this is more of a growth capital where we'll be utilizing the funds for ramping up the current tech stack of the company, having a better inventory management so that more orders can be allocated on time. We'll be using this fund to fund our subsidiary, Smileworks, to ramp up the production facilities as well as the infrastructure of the company. And we are also looking for some inorganic opportunities in the market. So some fund is kept in the form of warrants, which can be utilized as and when needed.
Will be utilized as and when needed for the other things as well. But, you know, what's the kind of demand that you're seeing on your online platform? And where are you seeing the most demand coming from? You know, if you could take us through the kind of customers, clients that you have and how many you've catered to so far. And more than anything, how affordable are you?
So we are around 4 to 5% cheaper than the traditional network we had in our country for over last 70, 80 years. And we have been supplying to all over the country. So our primary customers are private dental practitioners. Apart from that, dental colleges, dental laboratories, army are our major customers.
All right. So if you could also then take us through the kind of revenues you're making, what are the targets that you've set for yourself for 2025? And, you know, what about profitability?
Yeah, so last year we did a revenue of 173 crores and PAT of around 15 crores. As we are a listed company, I'm not allowed to give future number projections, but we are eyeing for good numbers in future. And everything is currently being, scaled up. And since now we have foreign institutional investors with us, along with their fund, we have their expertise, which is helping us in growing multifaceted.
So it's helping you grow, but if you could give us any sort of numbers, like by how much do you hope to grow? If you could give us, you know, any sort of inclination towards that?
So we are growing at around 40% growth CAGR for next few years. And this is an assumption. The real numbers will be shown to public once we release the results.
All right. And, you know, you have a lot of competition in the field that you are in, right? So how are you taking on competition at this point? What makes you stand apart? And what about expansion?
Yeah, so we are a scalable model, and the current tech stack which we have can be scaled to 20x, 30x without any much efforts. And about the competition, so where we stand out is the the loyalty of customers which we already have, and the data patterns, the behavior of the customer over the last 8 years, what product is required, where, what all features are required, what price points are required. So this is the data which we are continuously analyzing and making moves according to that. One more thing here, that 50% of the products we sell are our own brand products. So we have a long list of own exclusive products in Dentalkart which are required by day-to-day practices.
All right, so 50% of what you're selling is your own product at this point. If you could sort of take us through for the others, you know, the kind of partnerships you have and the kind of, you know, targets that you're setting for yourself for next year.
So next year, we definitely want to scale higher, and we are a team of 500 people. We are hiring rapidly in different departments. Getting right talent is one of the priorities, and building a better tech stack, having better customer experience is one of the priorities. Average revenue per user is increasing, and the number of products which we are making available on the platform are also increasing. Recently, we have increased people in our offline sales channel so that we are also able to provide the high value equipments to the doctors. We are partnering with various NBFCs for providing EMI schemes and buy now pay later kind of schemes so that better value can be provided to the customer.
So lots of exciting plans that are coming up for you in 2025. But Dr. Vikas, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and we wish you all the best on this journey going forward.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks for having me here.
All right, moving on. Also on what's brewing, Quanfluence, a company pioneering photonics-based quantum and quantum-inspired solutions, has raised $2 million in a seed funding round led by Pi Ventures. The round also saw participation from Golden Sparrow, Reena Dayal, who's the founder and CEO of the Quantum Ecosystems and Technology Council of India, and others. To talk to us about the future roadmap at Quanfluence, joining me now is its co-founder and CEO, Sujoy Chakravarti. Sujoy, welcome to Startup Street. Now, data-driven decision-making involves processing vast amounts of data to determine the best possible outcomes. And this, of course, needs exceptional computational power. So first, tell us how Quanfluence delivers scalability and energy efficiency without the drawbacks of conventional approaches. What is the big pain point that you're solving?
Yes. So I think every business out there wants to optimize something, right? It gives you a lot of business value if you do that. So assume that you have 10, 15, 20, or maybe even 1,000 such possibilities. You can just run a brute force compute, get an answer. But as businesses get complicated, what we have seen is that the number of such combinations increases, right? It becomes millions. It can even go up to billions, okay? And that is when conventional machines break down. There's an exponential increase. Too much processing power is required, and they can't provide the answer. So that's where we have a hardware box, which does this all in parallel. So what our box does is it runs all these solutions in parallel and returns you the optimal answer. So that is the USP here. And that is what causes us to solve these problems in a far more efficient manner.
Sure. All right, your current system, Sujoy, is capable of handling close to 10,000 permutations, which you've piloted with select customers for small-scale problems. You're now testing a more advanced version capable of processing, I believe, 10 to 25 million permutations. Tell us, when do you plan to release it, and what kind of complex real-world optimization challenges will it solve? If you could give us some use cases as well.
Absolutely. So the machine which you mentioned, right, the 10 to 25 million, it's ready. It's sitting in my lab. We are doing some final tests on it. So I think by Jan, we should take it to market. And we are also working on another machine which can go up to 10 billion, right? And that machine is probably mid of next year launch. Let me give you an example of a problem that something like this can solve, right? And let's take an example which is valid across industries instead of just picking on one. And that example would be workforce optimization. Everyone needs it, right? And some industries more than others. So take, for example, a hospital, a very large hospital has nurses, doctors, operations. Everything needs to be scheduled very efficiently so that you can save the maximum number of lives. Plus, there are regulatory requirements, right? How much a person can work, etc. And these things change on the fly. Someone might not be available. Someone may suddenly go on leave, fall ill. So very complicated problem to solve, hard to do with traditional software. We can go and solve a problem like that. Similar case is the airline crew management. Same problem, different avatar. Lots of regulatory requirements, things you can do, you cannot do. This machine will go there, take a very large problem like this and keep solving it. So every time a parameter changes, you run it. Within seconds, it gives you the answer. You can go re-optimize and have a better solution than what you could with conventional software. So that's kind of the use cases that we are talking of.
Sure. Sujoy, you're also on a mission to develop a general-purpose quantum computer entirely from India within the next 5 to 6 years. Are you on track? And what kind of an impact will this flagship quantum computer have on the sector?
Yeah, that actually is the holy grail. That's what we are really excited about. It'll take some time, and I would say that we are on track. We've already built out parts of this machine, right? I mean, there are parts of the machine which are available. They are in our lab, and they have uses in other places where we also ship some to people who want them, right? Like, for example, the Department of Telecom or
Okay.
such other entities. We are working on several other parts of the machine, which will happen over the next 2, 3, 4 years. But when this machine comes out, it will solve that quantum problem which we talk about, right? The use cases which we think about,
Sure.
which is not tenable with normal compute. All of those use cases will become open. Anybody who writes the quantum algorithm can run it on our machine. So that's the idea.
Okay. All
I
right.
think we are on track. Of course, very complicated physics and science going on there. A couple of years, 1 year here and there, maybe happen, but I think we are on
All
track for
right.
that.
Okay, let's quickly talk about the fundraise now. You plan to use a $2 million raise to scale near-term products and bring them to market. What are these offerings and what are their applications? You mentioned that early next year, some of them will be in the market.
Yes, so what we offer is this machine which can solve these problems, these NP-hard problems in real quick time. So we'll have various variants of this machine, right? You'll have ones which solve small problems. You don't throw a big box at it. You'll have ones which solve bigger problems. You would also have boxes which customers can deploy on their premise, right? If you're really security conscious, you can deploy it on the premise. And, there is also probably a product which will come out, which will be on the edge. There's like real-time decision making when a drone is flying or something like that. So we have this entire range of variants around this which we plan, and that's what we'll use the money to go and develop and scale.
Okay. All right. On that note, it's time for me to wrap up the conversation. But many thanks, Ajoy, for joining us today on Startup Street, and wish you the very best. And I hope you meet all your growth targets. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us on the show. Thanks.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, we bring you a special segment, the Startup Rapid Fire. Today's startup is bringing the power of AI to water management. How are they doing this, and what are the pain points they solve for? We tell you right after this short break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Startup Street. In today's rapid fire segment, we bring you a startup that is using the power of AI in water management. Jude Sanat joins us now to tell us more about this startup. Take a look.
What is the name of your startup?
Fluxgen Sustainable Technologies.
Okay, and in one sentence, describe what is it that you do.
We make data of water transparent and clear.
And what is the problem that you are solving really?
We may help industries digitize their water infrastructure. Currently, most of the industries rely upon manual methods to monitor their water consumption and other parameters.
Okay, and what is the solution to this problem?
So we have a AI-powered digital water management system which gives them real-time insights where they are going wrong. If there is any excess consumptions happening, the factory managers gets immediately the alert and they are able to take corrective actions. And we are able to save up to 20 to 30% of water consumption.
All right. What is the revenue that you will do this year?
We are targeting a revenue of 30 crore and we are almost near to that.
Okay, and what is the projected revenue growth outlook like?
It's up to 40 to 50 crore. So we are targeting to get that in another 1 year.
Okay.
And right now we are this financial year we are targeting for 30 CR.
Okay, absolutely. And what is the funding that you've received thus far?
So we have raised a 1 million rupees from the Accelo Venture and Arali Ventures, which is powered by Accelo Venture is powered by Chris Gopalakrishnan and Shibulal.
Okay.
So they have invested in us.
Okay. And next question, what is the one key differentiator that sets you apart from the competition?
So it's basically the domain expertise and the artificial intelligence which we bring, the data analytics and the precise insight which a factory manager can get.
Okay. And what is the one wow moment that you've experienced in your startup journey so far?
So I'm very glad to announce this because we recently won the KPMG Global Impact Innovator Award. We represented India and we were the second runner-up. And also one more I would like to say, this is one of the best moments we had. Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned us in the Man Ki Baat 101 episode.
All right. So where do you see your startup in 5 years from now?
So we want to be the one-stop solution provider for anything and everything in water globally.
And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. From Shruti and me, goodbye and many thanks for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV 18.